you can now see we've kind of looked around a bunch. We've seen a bunch of different things. We've talked about where we know they currently are, and I'll just do a quick recap for everybody. If you go to the Lost Spire of Netheril, this piece of paper here on the floor will bring up this one. I covered that in the last video. If we go to Bryn Shander, we have the North Look, which is the one we're going to look at right now. We have the Speaker's Palace. If you click right here, there's this very, very long one. I covered that in the last video as well. And then if we go way over here to Solstice and click this one here as well, I covered what it is, I think, in one of the videos as well. So that I went over all of those. The one that we were unable to solve at the last point was back here in Bryn Shander. We have where's the North Look, this sword is clickable. We click this sword, it brings us this, which I want to give a big shout out to Matthew Kane in the comments over on YouTube who explained it. And from what I understand, there are several different ways to interpret this. I guess it actually does involve with knowing the scales and how to figure things out regarding, the different letters of the scale and adding all these things together to figure it all out. Long story short, it gives us, it's not a number, which is what I originally thought. So 10 minutes to 6, I think from what I saw in the comments, a lot of people said a lot of different stuff. I believe it translates to, with the different letters, to the word dice. And essentially, again, spoiler alert if you want to do this for yourself, I'll give you time to click away. But I think it has to do with figuring out the different notes and then adding them all together. Some people gave me a bunch of different, if you go check the comments on the previous video, there are a ton of people both speculating with me involving different numbers. But I guess if you take it as Matthew Kane here had said, and I will read that now, so spoilers once again, the answer is inspiration. To anyone who is wondering, the puzzle says 10 minutes to roll a d6 and apply it to your own check, i.e. what a bard can give out. 10 minutes to 6, add the number of notes in a whole to self. So only someone who has played a bard would get this, yeah. I was trying to add the notes together. I didn't even think of bards, and I have no clue why. There's a lot of people saying that as well. So we'll go ahead and type in inspiration, which is the answer. And we are now greeted with 2 new options. We have the Inspired Coco Mug, a legacy award. Again, this is the Adventure League logo. I'll talk about that in a second. This mug can magically fill with delicious hot cocoa during a short rest. Drinking the cocoa allows one creature to regain an extra 1d6 hit points if they spent hit dice during that short rest to regain hit points. And then we have this other D&D celebration background showing, I'm assuming, 2 bards and looks like a unicorn. So I want to point out that, folks, what I will do going forward, first of all, is once all of this has been done and compiled, I will basically make another video or Google Drive or something where I will link all of the PDFs together so you can go and just download them for yourself if you're interested, or where you can go to find them. Again, there's a link to the map. I've showcased pretty easily how to get and click on the different things as well. So these say they're legacy, right? See Legacy Award, and if you download the PDF, which I'm doing right now, and then you open it up here, that's pretty much all it is. It just is basically like a certificate. It doesn't look like an official Adventure League cert in any way. It doesn't have like numbers and stuff on it. And on the side here it says 2020 Wizards illustration, and then it lists who the artist is. This is Olga Drebas. So I reached out to the Adventures League on Twitter and just said, hey, can you shed a little light on what this is? Is this truly an Adventure League only award? What is a legacy award? And I haven't played Adventures League since about season 7, maybe, where this is for season 10. Now, I know they did just release an updated version, the Adventure League Player's Guide 10.1. I haven't looked to see if it lists what legacy awards are in there. It might, but I'm just curious because people want to know how to use these. Because if you don't play an Adventures League, then this might have absolutely no, like, you don't care, because you could, like, in theory, you're playing in a home game. You could say, well, DM, I went and I did this. I have the certificate. And they're like, well, did you do it? Or did you watch a video? Or did you figure what happened? And there's no guarantee, like, there's no means for you to get this in your game unless your DM chooses to allow it. Same thing with those new familiars. We have no guarantee that those new familiar options will be listed in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything as things that everybody can take. It may just be this certificate, which sounds like, again, due to the fact that the Adventure League logo is right here on it, that it's probably for Adventure League, which makes sense. You have a certificate showing that you did it. You now print this, you own it, you can apply this to a character of your choice, and that's an option you have. Again, I won't dive too far into it, but the Adventures League has allowed people to bend, alter, and break the rules for what is allowed to be summoned as a familiar or otherwise. For example, I have a wizard in the Adventures League who has a mini froghemoth as his familiar. That's a certificate that I was able to get through Adventure League play, and it uses the stats of a giant crab, except it does like bludgeoning damage instead of like piercing damage with its tentacles because it's a froghemoth, not a crab. Similar to what we saw with how the mini gelatinous ice cube uses an oblex spawn stats. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm pretty sure the presence of the Adventure League logo means it's Adventure League only. And again, as of me recording this video at 11:30 p.m. on Saturday the 19th, I went around and checked every other option, and I did not see anything else. However, it is still going on as of me recording this D&D Celebration. I believe there is an 8 p.m. Pacific time show live stream, which would be, again, happening about half an hour ago, started. So I don't know if how they're releasing these new things, if it is just 2 a day, if it's when they coincide with a certain D&D Celebration live event, they release it. So another one may be released, and again, we'll thank all of you, everybody out there, hit me up with this information on multiple forms of social media. So I'll say it again. Let me know in the comments or on Twitter or wherever you want if you happen to find another version of this thing for another puzzle for us to go through together. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.